to Washington now, where the Supreme Court will allow states to legalize sports betting. The court struck down a federal law that banned gambling on sports games in most of the country.
Justices ruled 7-2 on the case. And CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford is following the latest from Washington. She's with us now on the phone. So, Jan, let's talk about this case. I know New Jersey has been really pushing for this. The casinos have really wanted this in Atlantic City. What can you tell us about the case and its significance?
Well, I mean, the big headline is that this really paves the way for states across the country to legalize sports betting, and you're going to see that happen very quickly in a number of states. I mean, already New Jersey's got the sports betting machines ready to go. They just got to turn them on. West Virginia, they've already passed a law that would allow sports betting at its 5 licensed gambling sites if the Supreme Court had ruled the way it did today. Maryland voters are going to take up a referendum this November that would authorize legal sports betting. So you're going to see movement now in states across the country, which is something that the casinos and the industry have long called for. And you've also started seeing the leagues kind of warm to this idea, too. Remember, the NCAA remains adamantly opposed to sports betting. Congress passed this law back in 1992 at the urging of Bill Bradley, who, of course, was a former player, saying that it was necessary to protect the integrity of the game. But we've seen now other sports, professional sports leagues, warm up to this idea because they see it as a revenue potential. The NFL still remains opposed, but again, I think we see some support there as well. So, it's going to be really interesting now going forward as we see these states start to make moves to legalize sports betting. Right now, Nevada and Delaware are the only 2 states that have legal sports betting. They were grandfathered in when Congress passed this law back in 1992, but you're going to see a lot more.
So, Jan, the justices ruled 7-2. How did it break down?
I think that I actually think there's a lot of different opinions in this case. I think the case is closer to 6-3 because Justice Breyer agrees with part of the majority's reasoning, which is written by Justice Alito, but then he sees a way that Congress could have kept this, on the books. So I think right now I'd be more comfortable saying that this is probably a 6-3 ruling, but I'm still getting through these decisions. But the main opinion is it's a clear majority. It's written by Justice Alito. You've got a clear dissent by Justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sonia Sotomayor. Breyer kind of splits the difference, Justice Breyer, and joining part of Justice Alito's majority decision, but then he says that he sees a way to join part of Justice Ginsburg's dissenting opinion that Congress could, in fact, have found another way in this law to keep sports betting illegal.
All right. Jan Crawford reporting for us. Thank you, Jan. We appreciate it.